Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Grassroots Racing Show.
I'm Ken Petro, and you're watching the Grassroots Racing Show on my favorite network.
Bill Shaw once again will set the pace for the race with Jared Whitney to his outside, Aaron Scroggins, Tim Brown, Chris Jackson, Mitch Keeter, your top 6, Ben Solberg, Logan Martin, your top 8. Derek Brown and Sean Strong, your top 10, as we get ready to go green. Keep an eye on J.C. Morton. He starts deep in this field. Jim Body showed a very strong run. Ryan Gilmore, the 66. Several fast cars having to come in through a B main. Puts them way back at the back of the pack to try to make it up to the front here for the A main. Keep an eye on them as they make their way to the front of the field. Ben Solberg really put on a great run in the heat race earlier tonight. Put himself into the A main. The top 8 did redraw, and unfortunately Ben had a much better race luck than he did drawing luck as he drew 7th. Sean Strong a little bit worse, drew number 8, so they'll have to use their race skills to get up to the front. Track is very good right now. We finally got this thing widened out after the heat races. Through the B mains, got a couple of good grooves, so look for guys to search around and try to find a place to run. All right, the lineup is set. We're ready to go. Don't forget lap number 4. Here we go. Off turn number 4. Green in the air. Logan Martin going all the way up on the banking in turn number 2, trying to get some momentum down the backstretch. He'll make it work, moving up a couple of positions. Off turn number 4, first time around, it's going to be a 4-wide battle. Jared Whitney out in front, and here comes Chris Jackson in the number 65 car. Logan Martin still using that top groove, continues to pick them off one by one. Keep an eye on the 36 car. Jackson trying to get that lead away from Jared Whitney, working hard down on the bottom of the speedway, nothing doing yet. Whitney still holding him off as Aaron Scroggins now, racing with Logan Martin. We got a spin right in the middle of the field. Caution coming out for Tim Brown in the number 65 machine. As we mentioned earlier, Jared Whitney finished top 5 in points here at Springfield Raceway this season. Had a very solid season in this group, a low-budget racer, if you will, and they just work hard and scrap by, and I tell you, it's great to see him out in front. We'll see how it shakes out. Right now, he'll bring him to the start-finish. Green flag coming out. Chris Jackson wasting no time. He'll go to work up on the top side of the speedway. Here comes Logan Martin. Logan Martin up on the rim. He's making up positions on the racetrack. Jared Whitney still out in front. Jared Whitney trying to hold off Chris Jackson, but they both better look in their rear view. Here comes at 36, West Plains driver Logan Martin. This time by, it will be Chris Jackson out in front. Chris Jackson holding on to the lead. Now Logan Martin taking a look up on the top side of both of those cars. Logan Martin to second. Martin using the top side of the speedway. He's got a bead on the leader. Alongside the 65. They go into turns 3 and 4. Side by side. Martin using the momentum. Martin to the lead. Jared Whitney still holding on to the number 3 position. Aaron Scroggins has moved up into 3rd. Make that Aaron Scroggins into 4th. Mitch Keeter into 5th. Sean Strong 6th. Bill Shar sliding back into 8th right now as the pack continues to close down on him. Ryan Gilmore, J.C. Morton hung back in traffic as they continue to try to move forward. Out in front, Logan Martin, Chris Jackson, and Jared Whitney not going away. He still runs in 3rd. 3 wide racing back in the pack, but out in front, it's Logan Martin having his way with this field. J.C. Morton now able to clear several cars, and he's moved his way up near the top 5. J.C. Morton has moved up into the number 8 position. Ryan Gilmore just outside the top 10 in the 66 car. Just made a 4-wide move into turns 1 and 2. Gilmore charging forward. Caution on the speedway. Caution out on the speedway, a spin here on the front stretch. Michael Page involved. Tim Brown also involved in that as well. Did not see that unfold.
This is Scotty Anderson, and you're watching my favorite show, Grassroots Racing.
Solberg and Sean Strong side by side. David Hendricks and J.C. Morton will go side by side from row number 5. Getting ready for the restart next time by Ryan Gilmore. Another car we had our eye on has not made it up quite into the top 10. He's doing all he can. A lot of traffic back there. Here we go, coming off turn number 4. Green in the air. Logan Martin going up top. Chris Jackson follows him up there. Down the backstretch they'll go. Jared Whitney this time also staying up on the top side. Aaron Scroggins looking down to the bottom side of the speedway, and Aaron Scroggins taking over the 3rd spot by about a foot. Ben Solberg with problems almost, and now over the banking and back on. But caution out, not for Ben Solberg, but caution out on the speedway. But Whitney Jackson side by side, getting ready for the restart. Logan Martin bringing him in, nice and easy. Ralph Watson, green flag. We're going back racing. Jackson slides up through the banking of turns 1 and 2, but cannot catch up to that 36 car. Jackson still back in 2nd. Jared Whitney 3rd now. Scroggins in 4th. Ben Solberg starting to make some noise, and also Ryan Gilmore. He's picked up a couple of positions on this restart. Scroggins and Whitney now going side by side for the 3rd position. Give it to Scroggins, and now here comes Solberg as he'll try to make the pass up on the top side of the 4 car. And he'll get it done. Move Solberg up into 4th. Ben Solberg may have the fastest car on the racetrack. Solberg to 4th and looking for more. Chris Jackson making the pass on Logan Martin. The top 4 battling for position. Jackson, your new leader. Aaron Scroggins now making the pass on Logan Martin, and Logan Martin all of a sudden going the wrong direction in the 36. Solberg makes the pass on Logan Martin. And Logan Martin off the pace, out of the race, the 36 car. Chris Jackson now out in front. Aaron Scroggins rides in the 2 spot. Ben Solberg 3rd. Keeter 4th. Sean Strong 5th. Jared Whitney 6th. Gilmore and Morton battle for 7th and 8th. Problems for the 17 car. He's got a left rear tire down. He'll bring it to the inside. We stay green. Ben Solberg looked to be moving towards the front. Now the 72 car has seemed to level off. Right now riding in the 3rd spot under fire by Mitch Keeter. As this race has evolved, the cars and the track beginning to evolve along with that. White flag in the air for Chris Jackson. Aaron Scroggins still rides in 2nd. Keeter and Solberg battle for the 3rd position. Sean Strong rounding out your top 5. Oh, Gilmore and Morton get together over in turn number 2. Checkers in the air for Chris Jackson. Aaron Scroggins, Mitch Keeter, and Ben Solberg. Sean Strong, your top 5.
All right, race fans, there he is. Give him a round of applause. Chris Jackson, your winner. Boy, what a race. It looked like Logan Martin was pretty fast out there. What happened? Could you see his tire going down?
I didn't know. Did he have a flat? I know he sure was good there the first couple laps, and I didn't know if I had anything for him. Then I could kind of reel him in a little by little, and then next thing you know, I was by him, and I didn't see him no more. I figured he had trouble. He's a heck of a racer, and they pack a punch when they come to the racetrack.
You're good everywhere you go. You've had kind of a mixed bag here at Springfield in the past. What's it mean to knock one of these down here?
Man, this is awesome. This is my favorite race of the year. I don't know if it's the weather or just because the track holds moisture, but it's probably my favorite racetrack to race on. I love this place.
Your team kind of goes week to week based on your winnings. $1,000 at the end of the year will certainly help going into the off season.
Absolutely. We're going to put some new skins on this thing, get it ready for next year.
All right, Chris Jackson, one more time. Give him a round of applause.
This is Scotty Anderson, and you're watching my favorite show, Grassroots Racing.
Welcome back to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson with co-host Roger Thompson. Hope you've enjoyed that B-Mod race from Springfield Raceway in Springfield, Missouri. Mike Kraft and the crew did an excellent job. If you like good racing action on short tracks, and that's why it's called Grassroots Racing, you gotta love that split screen in-car camera action that's going on there, because that's about as realistic as you can get without being in the seat of the race car. What Mike Kraft did there's in-car camera, and you're watching this split screen, so you're seeing the in-car camera action. Right along with it, you're seeing the footage from from Mike's camera on the outside, or the crew's camera from the outside, and it really gives you a good perspective.
Yes, it does. And we had some questions earlier before we finished watching these races, about the different classes. And folks need to understand that these IMCA modifieds in this modified class, they're full-bodied cars, but they have different rules for the various sections of the country you come from. And some of these guys racing down there they race nationally, all over the country. Yeah. And they're professional racers, and that's what they do. So the promoter at the track and the technicians had to figure out a way to even up the odds for all of these cars to make this very competitive, and they did an excellent job. If you look at the B-Mod A feature, you'll find out every single car in there but one was from Missouri. And we talked about this earlier, a very competitive part of the country to come from.
Yeah, it is. And that's a question that we kind of overlook every now and then, but it's a question we get asked quite a bit is, for instance, what's a sprint car, and what's the difference between a wingless and a winged sprint car? Well, you brand both, so what are they?
Really?
Yeah, there are people that don't know the difference between sprint car and the modifieds and the late models and B mods and A mods.
When you say the difference between a wingless and a winged sprint car, the
Well,
wings.
we know what a wing is, but if
I
you
see
don't know what a wing is
Okay.
on a car, you think of the wings like the airplanes have, and they're not.
All right, a winged sprint car has a huge wing with side panels on it. And the advantage to a winged car is that it gives more downforce to the rear of the sprint car. Sprint car is open-wheeled car with an 86 to an 88-inch wheelbase, 800 to 900 horsepower, and big tires. And the side panels on a wing help hold the car in the corner to give it tremendous corner speed. A wingless sprint car is the same 86 or 88-inch sprint car without any wing, without a top wing, and that makes a big difference. When you see them running, you'll see they're a lot looser, and the cars are sideways in the corner, and the guys really have to wrestle those wingless sprint cars around to get them around the corner. Basically the same horsepower, the same car, but they use a different shock and torsion bar setup, and they're entirely different from the fendered cars. The fendered cars are like the IMC modified. They're called fendered cars because they're still an open wheel car, but they have bodies, tin bodies, sheet metal, and they look more like a car that you would see on the road.
Right.
They've evolved over the years, but that's the difference. And then when you break that modified class down, they have engine rules that are different, and they have some suspension parts that are different, those kinds of things. So two different classes of cars completely.
They may look very similar between the A mods and the B mods, but it may be a suspension difference. Some of the A mod classes may be allowed to run a quick change rear end, just like it sounds. You can change the rear gears in the car to adjust for the track conditions, and all kinds of rules like that. But what you've been watching has been the B mod racing, and it was excellent. Hope you've enjoyed the Grassroots Racing Show. Thanks for watching.